we looked at email, the wonderful tool of email. We looked at some of the pros in another video. So let's look at some of the cons. And these don't have to be all-inclusive. You may have other challenges, but these are problems that I see that can really hinder the way we use email, and let's find a way to make them positive. That's what we should do with all challenges we have in our life. Find a way to make them positive. So let's look at a couple of these. Reading a large amount of emails can be time consuming for a faculty member. Sure, it can be. You're getting hundreds of emails a day possibly. It can be very time consuming to read them all. So again, you need to find a way to reduce the number of emails you get, whether that all directly relates to that positive communication maybe that you have on feedback, announcements within the classroom. That's going to reduce those emails, but it can be time consuming to read them all. It can cause frustration for students when they think they don't get a response in a timely fashion, or they don't get a response in a timely fashion. You know, the students, one of the major complaints you've heard me say many times is that they feel like they don't get a response back from the faculty member as quickly as they should to an email, and they don't get feedback quickly enough to grading. Those are the two things you're going to hear students complain about. Now, as long as you meet your guidelines, you'll be fine with the school, and you're clear with the students of your expectations. They know what to, if they know they send you an email on Friday and they're not going to get a response till Monday, that may ease a little bit of their anxiety. Make sure you're meeting the school's expectations, but it can really be a frustration for them. And just again, put yourself in their shoes and make sure that you're doing the right thing. Students may also lack that the term is netiquette, and that's having etiquette online, and professionalism with emails. There's this informal attitude that a lot of students have, and a lot of people and faculty member may have as well, is that an email is informal. Well, if you're sending an email to your sister that's about an upcoming trip or about a joke that you heard, yeah, that's informal. But if you're sending an email to the president of your company about something that's really important, that's not an informal message. So email is not always formal or informal. You need to distinguish which one it is. And a lot of students, and unfortunately a lot of faculty members, assume that an email is always informal. Well, that's not true. So the students may lack that professionalism, and you may take offense to it. And again, I don't take offense to everything that a student says, because just like when things that you write, you not be able to hear their tone or understand maybe a joke that they have. So it can cause some frustration there. With an email, there is no nonverbal communication, though, and that can be a challenge. No matter how well you write, you may be trying to have a joke with a student and they may take it personal. It may really offend someone. I think we've all gotten emails from somebody and read it in a certain way. Example, I got an email from a friend. I read it one way, and then my wife read it, and she read it in a different way. The way I read it, the person had an attitude, and they were being condescending. The way she read it was happy and perky. And the way the person intended to write it, we don't know that. We can't see their body language. We can't see that they're pointing at us. We can't see that they're ha ha ha, smiling tongue-in-cheek there. So there's no body language there. And that goes directly with the last one here. The recipient may not understand the message that you're trying to say. They may not just get it. You may, and that could be because you didn't word it properly, or they just don't get it. And so there may be that breakdown in communication there. Email is not the end-all to everything. There are some challenges we talked about here. It's your job to make sure that you get past those challenges. Sometimes you just need to pick up the phone and call somebody. Sometimes there's other ways of communicating with them. But if it's done properly, email can be a great tool, and you need to find out what challenges that you face and be able to break down those barriers, and you'll get a lot more done and reduce a lot of stress in your life when you do that.